delighted to welcome you to the first the Jamaica Observer Christmas Bake Off Challenge. And it certainly has been a challenge. We had to go through almost 100 videos to whittle the 100 down to, I think it was 15 or 12 packs, and then 5. Javan Walker, Latoya Newell Irving, Pamela Bunting, Sandra Samuels, and Trevane Donegal Porter. So thank you again to Supreme Ventures, Frigidaire, Ray Nephew, and Gaspar, and of course our Jamaica Observer team. Now, so here's how this morning is going to work. It's going to be a blind tasting. So our judges will taste cake number 1 first, then cake number 2, then cake number 3, 4, and 5. So let the fun begin.
So I'm Jovan Walker, contestant number 1. You know, all time people normally say the proof is in the pudding. Well, in this case, I guess the proof is in the cake. All right, and I guess I have all right to say that the proof is in the cake, as old time people would normally say, because that's actually where I started. From me head on my knee, I mix up the little cake batter, you know, I rub out the sugar and the butter with your grandmother, and I mix another them the time there, you know.
So Christmas Eve, it don't smell like Christmas Eve unless I smell the cakes in the oven. So my journey started there, and as I grew older, I always stuck by them, watching them, learning from them, tasting it, measuring it. You know, Latoya, make sure you don't add too much brownie because brownie make it bitter.
Started doing birthday cakes for all my friends for their children's birthday parties, and then everybody wanted Christmas cake, and I never baked Christmas cake, and I said, well, I'm going to have to try and figure out a recipe that I like, you know. So I got into that and did a lot of research testing cakes. I had a friend who's gone now, and she used to just love when I was testing because she'd eat all the cakes. I'd say, oh, this flop, and she'd say, give it to me, you know. And so from there, I just started baking. You know, I found a recipe I like, I developed a recipe I like, and I started baking Christmas cakes.
My mom and my aunt were 2 matriarchs in my family. So we had Christmas dinner by our house. Our house was Grand Central every year. So the cake was a staple. So when I moved out on my own, I decided to take a piece of what I grew up with me. And so now I bake for my friends, I bake for my customers at my business, because if my cake is not served at my office, no Christmas not keep.
But Christmas cakes on a whole should taste warm. It should feel that kind of fruity depth of flavor, moist, not too heavy, not too light. But I can remember from I was a child lining up with my older brother to lick the spoon and the bowl, and actually the very wooden spoon I used to bake the Christmas cakes is the one that my mother uses some 37 years later. It is this, I actually go for that spoon. It's the same spoon, I've even named it. It's called Woody. That's his name. So her recipe is the one that was passed down to me, and I don't play with it.
Third place, Trevane Donegal. Trevane will receive $50,000 from Supreme Ventures. She will also receive a gift basket from Gaspro and from Ray Nephew and Supreme Ventures and Frigidaire. Thank you very much again, Supreme. $100,000. Merry Christmas, Latoya Newell Irving. We are delighted that this individual will have bragging rights to the best cake in Jamaica. Cake number 3, Pamela Bunting.